Job interviews can be nerve-wracking, but a few job interview tips may help you out. Does it help to know that the person interviewing you is usually also a bit nervous? Most hiring managers don't hire people often, so they too are a little concerned about getting the right person for a job. So take a deep breath and learn how to rock that job interview. Here's what you need to know. This video is sponsored by ZipRecruiter. If you're looking for a job, ZipRecruiter can help. ZipRecruiter makes it easy to apply for jobs with a single click. You can also upload your resume to their resume database so that your resume is searchable for thousands of recruiters and employers who use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is also free for job seekers. Click the link in the description below to get started with ZipRecruiter today. Let's first start with some tips for how to prepare before the job interview. The good news is you've already passed the biggest hurdle of getting the interview. This means the recruiter finds you capable of doing the job. They want to see if you're a good fit for the company and the daily tasks. Preparing helps you show your best self to the hiring team. Start by reviewing the job description. Take a close look at the job posting and note your strengths and weaknesses. Plan to talk about the things that you are best at and prepare for your answers to questions that aren't your strong points. Next, review your resume. Yes, your own resume. It may have been years since you've looked at some of those old jobs that you've had, but be prepared to talk about anything that's on there. Review the company website. This is the bare minimum of researching about the company. Make sure you look at their mission statement, their product lines, and know what they do. Also, think of a couple questions you may want to ask about their company. Google the company and look at recent news articles, review the Glassdoor or Yelp, learn what you can about the company so that you can speak intelligently about it. Next, look at frequently asked interview questions. These will help you prepare for the job interview. Click the link in the description below to check out our guide to the most frequently asked interview questions. And finally, practice getting to the location. If you've never been there before, take a practice run so you know where to park and figure out how long it takes to get there. Now, here are some tips for what to do during the job interview. If you've prepared, this should be a bit easier than you expected. But here's what you can do to make sure your answers shine through. First, speak slowly and clearly. Don't worry about getting everything out rapidly. There's plenty of time to get your answer out. Next, if you don't understand something, ask. If you don't know what the interviewer means, ask for clarification. That's totally fine. It's also okay to say, let me think, before you answer. Next, dress properly. Yes, they should judge you on your skills, but if you show up for an interview at a law firm wearing tank tops and shorts, you won't get the job. Dress appropriately. Next, use the STAR interview method for answering questions. The STAR method works well for behavioral questions. For every tell me about a time question, you give a situation, task, action, and result. For more tips on the STAR interview method, click the link in the description below. Next, focus on your wins. You're in the interview because your resume was good enough. So don't worry. Sell yourself. You can do this. And finally, ask good questions. You're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. For more tips on what questions you should ask during an interview, click the link in the description below. And finally, let's give some tips for what to do after the job interview. The hard part is done. After the interview, they will usually tell you about the next steps. Sometimes this will be a short project or a timeline of events. Regardless, the only thing you really need to do is to send a quick thank you note to the people who interviewed you. Yes, this seems old fashioned, but taking time to write a thank you note can put you a level above the other applicants. Finally, if you don't hear from them within a week, follow up to the recruiter or hiring manager. Keep in mind, hiring can be a slow process, but it's good to follow up. Now that you know these job interview tips, you'll be ready to knock it out of the park. Start looking for jobs on ZipRecruiter today and prepare for interviews. Click the link in the description below to get started with ZipRecruiter.